In March of this year, Lindsay and I joined a G-Adventures Mayan tour of Mexico, Guatemala and Belize. We covered a lot of ground, spent many hours on buses, saw some wonderful sights including several town parades, and visited many amazing places in the Yucatan Peninsula. This is part one of the adventure through Mexico and Guatemala. The first stop was the incredible Chichén Itzá complex, built originally by the Mayans during their late classic period. We then spent a couple of nights in Mérida, the largest city in Yucatan, walking around the old colonial-style town, and in the evening being entertained by dancers in the main plaza. Many people just stick to the touristy parts of Mérida, but if you delve into the markets and back streets, you can see just how busy everyday life is there for the local Mexicans. There's some great colonial architecture and lovely places to have coffee or lunch, and late afternoon the light was so good for taking photos. The Palenque ruins date from 2 centuries BC to nearly 800 AD. We were fortunate to see the equinox being celebrated. And then we had plenty time to look around the ruins and climb up steps in 40 degrees heat. Boy, was it hot. We travelled south to San Cristóbal de las Casas in time for a colourful parade through the town. Mexicans love parades, and so do the tourists. Of course, we ate lots of tacos in Mexico. As an optional extra, we went to Chamula, a few miles outside San Cristóbal. Chamula is an autonomous township, and I got told off for taking photos of the local ethnic group, but they were so colourful and different. Then we headed south towards Guatemala. 30 miles out from the Mexican-Guatemala border, we were told in no uncertain terms not to take any more photos and to keep our phones out of sight. I thought it must be a military area, but it turned out we were going through Narcoland, controlled by the narcos, and where the Mexican police don't go because their guns are not big enough. It was a relief to get through the tiny border control and on into Guatemala, though the roads deteriorated for a few miles. Guatemala seemed quite a bit poorer than Mexico, but equally full of colour and interesting locations. After a 15-hour bus ride, it was quite a relief to reach our hotel in Panajachel. The next day, the group took a choppy boat ride to San Juan La Laguna, where we headed for a cosy homestead for one night with a local family. Then it was back on the road again towards Antigua in the central highlands of Guatemala. Easter and Holy Week is taken very seriously in Guatemala. It's the biggest celebration of the year, and I actually found the dramatic Easter parades quite moving. Once again, the light was great for photos. This is the roof of our hotel, where we watched volcanoes in the distance puffing fumes. We had a local cooking class, which is very entertaining. Everyone very much enjoyed the boat ride down the Rio Dulce to Livingston and back. On the way back, we had a cooking experience at the El Manglar Cooperative, run by some local ladies. Then on to Flores for 2 nights, and the next day another Mayan highlight, the UNESCO World Heritage Site at Tikal. That's an army security patrol crossing the site. And then finally to the Belize border. I'll post about that part of the trip later. In the meantime, thanks for watching.